This is Meteorologist Matthew East, and this is the Friday edition of the Tropical Weather Video. And the tropics a little more interesting as we have a new tropical disturbance to track with you. That is Tropical Disturbance 93L, as highlighted by the National Hurricane Center. And actually, a lot of the modeling jumping on this, showing some development. Let's show you what 93L looks like this morning. Not very impressive, really. It's just a very disorganized area of showers and thunderstorms. And we'll keep watching that. But let me show you a couple of the models. And by the way, this is over the eastern part of the Caribbean Sea. This is the GFDL model. We're looking out 120 hours out into the future. And notice that 93L on the GFDL at this point, east of the Bahamas. And as a pretty strong little system, 93 knot, 35 meter winds, pressure down at 970 millibars. That's the GFDL solution. Here's the H-WRF, the Hurricane WRF solution. This is valid 126 hours out. And notice that pressure down to 946 millibars. And that is also near the easternmost Bahama Island area there. So the Hurricane WRF and the GFDL jumping on development. The NAM also sees this, bringing it up north of Hispaniola toward the eastern Bahamas. This is valid out at 8 a.m. On Monday morning. So a lot of the models are seeing this. This is the early spaghetti plot guidance, and a lot of the tropical models take this into Hispaniola, but a lot of the other more dynamic model runs take this north of Hispaniola. But we'll see. We'll see what develops out of this. This is something that certainly bears watching as we go through the weekend into next week. And who knows, we just might have a new tropical system as we get toward the beginning of next work week by the time I cut my next tropical weather video, which will be early Monday morning. Elsewhere in the tropics, this is the big view across the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea. The Gulf and the western and central Caribbean pretty quiet. Out in the Atlantic Ocean, there's some shower and thunderstorm activity east of the Lesser Antilles. Nothing overly impressive with that. And in the eastern Atlantic, a large expanse of very dry air out there in the eastern Atlantic Ocean. For the time being, that will continue to suppress any development out that way. Now let's talk about something toward the end of next week. I mentioned in the video yesterday the possibility for some homebrew type development close to the southeast or the Carolina coast toward the end of next week. Here is the Canadian model solution. Notice we have 93L on there, northeast of Hispaniola, and we also have another area of low pressure developing very near the Carolina coastline, and there is some model support. Here's the European model. This is valid out next Saturday, actually Friday evening, 8 p.m., 0Z next Saturday. It too has an area of low pressure near the Carolina coast. So that'll be something to watch as we get toward later next week. That'll be one of those things, there's not a real tropical disturbance involved. It would just be something that the overall pattern favors development near the coast, and we'll have to see if anything springs to life with that. So keep that in the back of your mind as we get toward later next week and next weekend. Okay, reminders for you. Drop me an email if you'd like, matthew.east@news14.com. And remember, News 14 Carolina for you, Time Warner Cable Channel 14 in the Charlotte, Triad, Triangle, and Wilmington television markets, and on the web at www.news14.com. That's it for the Friday edition of the Tropical Weather Video. The next video will be cut, unless something unforeseen happens, Monday morning. And we'll talk about the tropics then. So everyone have a great weekend, and God bless.